We will go through the chapter interface. What do we mean by the interface? We have read about class. It is almost similar to that of the class, but some different is there. It also consists of variables and methods, but the difference between them is the methods are always abstract methods. Methods which are present as in abstract class, what we have seen, we have seen there may be abstract method may present or a full method may present, but here what happens here, only the abstract methods are present. This is the difference mainly between the interface and abstract classes. Here abstract methods are present and the variables which we declare, these are constant. These are always final and static. Even we do not write them, they were final and static. And here also abstract is written here, but this one is inbuilt, so we do not have to write it. So now interface we have created, interface area, there is a final static float pi 3.14, it is in float since f has been written, and another float compute, float x and float y has been given. So here one access specifier can be used, two access specifiers can be used only. That one is default, which could be available to other members in the same package, and public could be available to any other code. All methods and variables are implicitly public. So another thing has to be mentioned, the variable, since this is final static, they must be initialized with a constant value. These cannot be changed. So now let me introduce more thing. So this is an interface, and now it can be implemented. We have to use a keyword here, that one is implements. Class rectangle implements area, class rectangle implements area, and within that what we have written here, an abstract method. This method has been declared here as public float compute, float x and float y, return x into y. We are actually trying to find out the area of a rectangle, that's why we are doing this one. So now another class we have to write, where we have to create the object. We have created an object of the rectangle class, rect new rectangle, and area we cannot able to create object of that interface. This interface we cannot able to create, but we can able to create a reference object of this one. So this is a reference object, area equals to rect, and then here we are calling the function area dot compute area, by which we can able to compute. This means compute area, it will go to the last portion, this portion, and then the value of 10 into 20, 200 will be computed and returned, and the answer will be shown as the area of rectangle. Okay, so this one is clear. The one thing, the difference between the class and this one is that here we have to write implements, not we are writing extends. You have to observe this one. So now let me go to another example, same example, but here we are trying to calculate the value of a circle. Circle also the same area interface has been implemented here. Here we are calculating pi into x into x. Float y is not usable. Then again we have created an object of rectangle rect, new rectangle, and circles are new circle, and area, the reference object has been created. Area equals to rectangle, we will get the value of rectangle, which we have seen beforehand also, and area equals to circle, area dot compute area, here we are sending a value only 0. So now this 10 will go, and here pi into 3.14 we have declared beforehand also. Through 3.14, 10 into 10, what will be the answer? You can calculate it. So in this manner, the thing is that the area of the circle is also being calculated. This is an example of, we can say, a hierarchical inheritance. This one is an hierarchical inheritance. Let us see what more we can do with the help of this one. Another important thing here is an interface callback. Interface class implementing interface can have its own member, and see that when we have a void callback method, int a para, they have given a parameter, and another client implements callback. Here also what they are doing, public void callback. This abstract method has been declared here. Okay, and another thing is, another important thing which I forgot to mention, this one we have to always write public. while we are implementing an interface, the methods has to be written as public. Okay, here we have done here, and another non-interface method we have introduced here, that is printing that class's own method. So okay, so this one is a different one. So now what we are doing here a reference object we are creating here, callback C equals to new client. Okay, callback C, see that new callback we are not creating because it is not possible. For interface object is not possible, only a reference object is possible. Here what we are doing, C dot callback 42, which is a non-interface method. This is a non-interface method. So first callback to 42, this one we can able to do, but if we write C dot non-interface method, this one is an error because non-interface method is not present within the interface itself. So that's why it is not possible. So we will face an error while we are calling a non-interface method. Okay, so now this one is clear. Here C can access only interface methods, C cannot access any other methods of the client class. It has been written clearly. Okay, so now let us come to another one. So another one is that abstract class is given here. One of the most important difference has been asked between, what is the difference between an abstract class and an interface. An abstract class mainly contains methods which may be abstract, or full methods may be present within it, but in interface only the abstract methods will present. This is the main difference between them, and here we write abstract, and there in interface we actually write interface. Okay, and abstract class has been extended whereas interface are being implemented. So now I am not going in details of that one. We are want to see what are the various forms of interface implementation. The various forms of interface implementation are shown here, such as first here see that A is an interface, there is a class named B, and there is a C. So A has been implemented with the use of the B, and then B is being extended, C extends this B. B implements interface A and C extends B. So in this way a multi-level inheritance has been created. Here we can see an example of hybrid type of inheritance. Here class B extends A, and class C again extends B, and it also implements interface E. So in this manner, and also here is a D, since both of them are interface, while we are getting this in this manner, while both of them are interface we have to extend, but while interface and class will come we have to implement. Okay, so in this manner we have to do it. When the types are same, at that time we will have to extend, but while the types are different, at that time we have to implement. Similarly here also see that one type of multi-level inheritance and multi-level inheritance has been shown. Here both of them are interface, which has been extended by interface C. C interface can extend both of them together, then implements class D. Okay, so in this manner we can go on. Hierarchical inheritance has been shown it here. So let us go to some examples. So I am not going, that one is a very simple, you can able to understand that one. So here is an interface A, void method 1, 2 methods are there in this interface. See that if we make the diagram, then it will be much more easier to remember the programs. First we have to make the diagram. Interface A is present, interface B is present, and my class is we are implementing here. Since both of them are interfaces, A and B are interfaces, we have to write extends in between them. See that interface A containing two methods, void method 1 and void method 2. Interface B extends A, that means it is extending, since both of them are interface, that's why the extends keyword has came here, and all of these methods are abstract methods. So now we are coming to the point of my class which implements B as shown in the diagram. My class is implementing the interface B, which will contain all these methods, method 1, method 2 and method 3. So here another thing is that public void method 1, we have written public void method 2, we have written the complete body of the functions. Here also public void method 3, another function has been written. So now another class where we have to create the object. We are creating an object of my class, okay, and then new my class we have created, and then ob.method1, ob.method2 and ob.method3 are respectively called. So all these things has been called. So the thing is that to understand is that while the types are same, then we have to extend. While the types are different, at that time we have to do implements. Okay, so now let us go to another example. Here is another multiple inheritance. The multiple inheritance is an inheritance which is not possible in Java, but this can be made possible with the help of the interfaces. Keep it in mind that while we are creating, we cannot able to, Java does not support multiple inheritance, but multiple inheritance can be possible with the help of the interface. Here interface, two interfaces are present here, and item is also given here. Interface item constant, a code has been given, and name has been given, and then body has been given here, abstract method. So now interface item extends item constant and item method. The total thing has not been given here, so it can extend both of them, but this is not possible for a class to extend both of them. Okay, so now let us see a multiple inheritance, or better called, it will be better, it can be done better, it will be called as hybrid inheritance. So now one class student, this example you cannot able to remember without the help of this figure. So this figure have containing of three classes. See that student class is present, test class is present, and result class is present, and an interface sports is present. So let us describe this student class. It consists of a role. A student have a role, and get role with the method get role, we are getting this role. Put role, with the help of this put role we are printing the role. And then test class extends student. Float part 1 part 2 means think that test we are taking a test of unit test 1 and unit test 2 as it occurs before. So now void get mark float m1 and float m2, part 1 equals to m1 and part 2 equals to m2. Then put mark, we are putting the marks also here. Now see another example is that another part is there is an interface is also present. So now how we are doing this one, an interface is present here, interface sport, and float sport weight 6.0f, and void put weight is given here. So now class extends test implement sports float total, void put weight system dot, here we are just interface. See that class result extends test, extend, since this one is in the level of, this is a class, and implement sports. So here also a multiple inheritance has occurred. Okay, this part mainly consists of multiple inheritance also and multi-level inheritance also. Okay, multi-level inheritance and multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance means multiple classes or interface, whatever may be, has been concluded by the result. So now in this manner we are going here. Sport has been come here. This is a little larger program, but you must practice this one to have a clear idea. Float sport weight 6.0f and void put weight is present here. This one is both are, this one is final static and this one is abstract, but we do not have to write in interface. By default it becomes so, but this void put weight we have to calculate with the help of we have to call it with the help of public access specifier. Float total, and then public specifier public void put weight system.println sports weight is there. Void display, to mainly we are thinking about that in sports some marks has been there. So unit test 1, unit test 2, and in sports what they are getting, we are getting it into a variable, that one is total. And put role, put mark, and put weight has been called beforehand, what we have done, that one, and the total score will also be shown. So in this manner, so now at the last we are creating a hybrid class, where within the main we are creating an object, and we are doing here get role, the value of the role, the value of the marks has been done here, and at the last we are calling this display function, which will show all the function along with the total. So this example is one of the most important example to understand the interface. So in this manner we can able to, this one is a multi level inheritance and also multiple inheritance. Always when the question comes, does Java supports multiple inheritance, we have to write that no, but it can be done with the help of the interface. And that's all. So from today's class I think you have understand. If you have any query, you can ask me.